Hi everyone, welcome back. I am Megs, and today we are having our tea time. So this is where I spill the tea on some products while also drinking some of my favorite teas. And today's tea, we are drinking the Kusmi Spearmint green tea. This is definitely not sponsored by any of these tea companies. This is just something I absolutely love. I love green and white teas. Anyway, so let's get into the video. So guys, as I said during the beginning of the intro, we are going to be looking at some products here for tea time. So tea time is where I just give a very, it's more than a first impression, but not a super in-depth review. It's like kind of like little mini reviews on recent products. So I maybe have used these products about 3-4 times. They definitely haven't become a mainstay yet in my collection, but to me, I feel like it's a little bit better than a first impression, which can sometimes be not super helpful. So let's get started on one of my palettes that I've been using. You're going to notice if you follow me on my Instagram account, which is linked down at the bottom, I've done some pictures recently of some looks using this particular palette, the Iceland palette from Nomad. This is my first time using, or not using, but first time with any kind of Nomad product, and I have to say I'm quite impressed with this particular one. I can't really attest to any other palettes or any other products they might have, but yes. So let's just kind of talk about this particular palette and some background for you. So I ordered this on the 5th of February. It came to me on the 15th and shipping was $10. I'm in Canada, just in case you're new here. I'm based in Toronto, so you know, a fairly large city, fairly hub. So the Nomad palette looks like this. Beautiful artwork. I love the combinations, kind of obviously the iciness, and this is what it looks on the inside, which I'm sure you've seen plenty of reviews about. So this particular palette has some really, I feel, some unique colors in it and really great formula. I enjoy the mattes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mattes in this palette. Mattes sometimes can be a little bit tricky, and I'm a little bit pickier, I think, with mattes because it can be really dry or creamy, not blend so well. You have to like either blend until it's actually gone in order for it to do anything, but these are really good. They're also very pigmented. Well, not like super pigmented like a subculture kind of thing, and I do like subculture, so I'm not going to be dissing that. These you do have to build up a little bit, but they blend very easily. And they don't blend, as I said, blend away. Like this one right here, sometimes I have to add a little bit more because that's about the only one that I find that will kind of blend away a little bit. But Frigg, I love Odin. Odin's a very interesting special shade, I feel. I know it looks like absolutely nothing in the pan, but it takes on this green-gray kind of bluish tint, which kind of like the whole palette itself has this greeny blue, grayish kind of feel to it, with some, obviously, some brights, warm tones and the green and the purple in it as well. But it's just, to me, it can be very cohesive, and I find that it does spark my creativity. I love Elves is a really beautiful color. God's Waterfall is absolutely beautiful. Njord is beautiful. The whole palette is beautiful. I'm not going to go through each one and say that they're beautiful. Hell is beautiful too. And I really like this color story. If the rest of their palettes are similar to this, then, you know, I'm not going to have any issues ordering from them again. So I want to say this is a net weight of, so there's 15 shadows with, I think it's 1.5 grams, I believe. It is, let's see here, designed on location in the land of fire and ice, which Iceland, and manufactured in the Nomad labs in China. So that's, I mean, that's really interesting too, that the design came from when they traveled, I guess, from there. I love the little imprints in it. There's a cute like little little gnomes or elves, and then you have the fire and the snowflakes. I think it is a really pretty palette. Yeah, I can't really say much more than that. I'm impressed with the formula, as I said. I do find the shimmers aren't too, they're not obnoxiously shimmery, I guess is the word that I'm trying to use. You're not going to end up over it with all over your face. I mean, yes, I do build them up a little bit, and even when I wet my brush, I have to say I don't really find a difference between dry versus wet. That could be just me, but I do enjoy it a lot. It's not going to, so with me having hooded, kind of a little bit more of, I don't want to say I have a textured eye, but it's definitely not super duper smooth like I had when I was in my 20s. It doesn't really add a incredible amount of texture, as you know, as maybe some shimmers do in some other eyeshadow formulations. Anytime you add shimmer or any kind of sparkle, you always run the risk of adding more like texture, or at least textured looking to the eyelids. This is beautiful. I'm wearing it on my eye today. A nice little combination I find from the palette. Really, really pretty. I've liked the looks that I've done thus far. It's hard to kind of go wrong. So this is definitely going to give a little happy face for me. These ones are from Shiseido. These are the Aura Dews. I have two shades. I have Cosmic and I have Solar. They also have a silver one. And I bought these at Shoppers Drug Mart, I believe, with my points. And these are good for kind of face, lips, and eyes all over. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. These I use primarily on the eyelid. They are very, very subtle, and they give you a beautiful kind of wet sheen to your eye. I have attempted to use them, not attempted, I actually used them on the cheek. This is Cosmic. Sorry, I'm just going to show you that. It's kind of like the rose gold. Very pretty. I've used these on the cheek, and I wasn't really as keen on them when they were on the cheek. I find that there is a sparkle to it when you see it kind of in person. On film, it does, again, give you that wet look. I don't like a lot of bigger shimmers and glitters because the color, especially the Solar, does disappear and all you're left is kind of that shimmer look, which is fine for some if you like that. So I would probably use these mainly on the eye only, and I did a whole look just using these two. It was very, very subtle, it was very pretty, and just very soft. They were also $40 Canadian, which, yeah. For what they are, I probably would not repurchase these. Do I like them? Yes. They are a sophisticated formula. They have almost like that cream to powder, almost like, I wouldn't say dry touch, but they're just a very interesting formula. But I don't think you never need anything, but I would probably not repurchase these, just given that they're limited. I wouldn't want to use them. They're very expensive just for the way I use them as an eyeshadow, but I do like them. But I'm going to give them a little bit of a sad face. Okay, this is the Glossier. Now, this might be a little controversial, but yeah, we'll talk about it. So this is, you get 30 mils of product, so 1 fluid ounce, and this is the Future Dew Oil Serum Hybrid. So I wasn't quite sure what I was going to think about this, to be honest with you. I had watched some videos. Now I have it on today, and I have it under obviously my the foundation that I'm wearing, and I don't really notice a big difference. I'm going to have to be completely honest. Now, I do like the idea of combining skincare and kind of makeup a little bit, but I'm not hugely fond of it. I would use this more as a skincare kind of product after a moisturizer, I guess. I'm not too sure if it's supposed to be considered a primer, if it's just kind of like an adjunct, or exactly what, because I really like the Hollywood, the Charlotte Tilbury one. What is it called? The Flawless Filter? Yeah. So for me, I find that a little bit thicker, a little bit, there's like more coverage to it. Whereas this, it feels good, it sinks right in, my makeup goes on beautifully with it, but I'm just not noticing a big difference. It also has, I like the pump, I like the packaging of it. Will I continue to use it? Very much so. I think it does have some really great ingredients, and I'm just gonna kind of let you know what they are. And it does have a distinct scent to it. For me, it's very herbally, and I think it's the rosemary that's in it. So the first couple ingredients, water, glycerin, and squalene. Great, fantastic, like skin benefits there. And then they go on for jojoba seed oil. They talk about, there's evening primrose, which I could also be like smelling. There is olive oil, which I'm not a big fan that's in there. Grapeseed oil, and then Rosa canina fruit oil, which I'm not familiar with. And then we go for rosemary leaf oil. There's castor seed oil in it, hydrogenated castor oil, titanium dioxide, there's mica, sodium chloride, interesting. So there's a lot of oils in it, which is very good for your skin, I think. And someone who has normal to oily skin, you know, that's always concerned when you're, you know, putting facial oils on. It is a little bit tinted, and which is nice because then you're not gonna, so it gives you that kind of a little bit of glow, I guess, from that. But yeah, I don't think it really does much other than, you know, making your skin hydrated, which is always beneficial. Do I think I need to have this in my life? I'm gonna say probably not. I think once maybe I use it a little more, maybe my opinion will change on it. But for right now, I'll use it. I like it. It's not doing anything bad to my skin. It is doing probably something good. I'm just not seeing a huge difference the way I imagined it and the way I'm seeing it on other people, if that makes sense. Yeah, but I also have, you know, a few more years on some of these people that are using it, but that's okay. So this is going to be kind of a as well. I think it is a beautiful product, but I guess maybe I had a little bit more expectations on it than what I should have, but I think it's still a lovely product. All these products that I'm mentioning are lovely products. When I'm saying that, it's just because they don't necessarily work for me, or perhaps I had more expectations on the product than I should have, which that's on me and not on the product. So 3 more products and then we are done. I have been wanting this particular foundation for a long time. I've seen it in Europe and I've seen it in the States, and it took forever to come to Canada. And then what I'm talking about is the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue. And I have it in the shade 2N1 Desert Beige, which is my typical go-to. It's, I think, for me, probably one of the perfect match, especially my wintertime skin shade. I run a little more neutral with a little bit of warmth to it, like golden tones. And I say this is probably a pretty good match. And it is a combination of both physical and chemical sunscreens. I do actually quite enjoy this, so spoiler alert. You get 1.2 fluid ounces. I believe it was in the $50, $55, $57 range, I want to say. And I did purchase mine at Shoppers Drug Mart, I believe during kind of optimum points. Either I spent points or I earned points, can't remember which. It doesn't really matter. But I do find the coverage, I would say the medium coverage, it definitely has a luminous quality to it, and I understand why people really, really like it. It has a nice pump, which I love, and it isn't the, like, you know, the double wear kind of glass bottles that are like, you're running the risk of spilling it everywhere. So I do love that. So it's easy to travel with. What does it say about it? It's definitely moisturizing. Again, I have normal kind of oily, normal dehydrated skin. I don't find that it picks up any kind of flakes if I haven't exfoliated enough. It doesn't sink into my pores. It lasts long, and it does look good at the end of the day. So that's fantastic. Just seeing if there's anything else that I need to tell you. It says it's full coverage. Maybe, but I've had definitely more foundations that are fuller coverage. Yeah, I do really, really enjoy this. So that is going to get a happy face. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The next one is from Guerlain. Again, buy it at Shoppers. Buy a lot of things at Shoppers. And this came in two separate kind of, I guess, product purchases. One product purchase was just the case, and the other one was the lipstick itself. So this is from Guerlain, and the case is really pretty. It's got like kind of pink iridescent pearls on it. It flips open to see a mirror, which is easy if you're on the go, and you can change these out for any of the lipsticks that they sell, I believe. And the shade that I purchased, oh, and you're never going to get it. It is one of their new spring shades. It's a sheer color. It's this pinky kind of peachy tone. It is a beautiful nude. Both of these were over $40 each, which I do not think it's worth it. There's my quick and dirty on it. It's, again, a sheer tone. It has a little bit maybe of shimmer to it. I likened it almost to like an 80s pink lip. Not quite as bad. Maybe I over-exaggerated just a tad. But it's pretty, and it's a very, like, it's heavy. I think it's luxurious. I think, you know, if you're looking to spend your money and you can't think of anything to spend it on and you want a new lipstick, fine, great. But I don't think it's worth it, to be honest with you. It is a little bit of luxury, you know, when you're feeling like you want a little something, something, pick it up, I guess. It has a beautiful little velvet pouch. Again, none of these products are bad in themselves. Is just me, what works for me, what I like, and whether or not I feel like, for me, worth it or not. Do I think it's beautiful? Does it work for me? Do I like the color? Yes, yes, yes. But it's not something that I would probably go purchase again. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. So this is going to get a little bit of a sad face. Okay. The last product. Now this one, like the Nomad Palette, got a lot of hype and a lot of people loving it. And I'm going to talk to you about the Club Nebula Kaleidos palette in collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist here on YouTube. This is the palette right here. I'm sure you've seen a lot of it. Very, very interesting palette. Beautiful jewel tone mattes that blended beautifully, and it's, again, very cohesive palette. I love the combinations that it makes, and I love the looks that I've been seeing all over Instagram and on YouTube. Angelica did a wonderful job of putting this together. You can tell it represents her for sure, and I love that when I see collabs where you can see the person in the actual collaboration. I know Angie loves dark deep mattes, which are very well representative, but it's just, again, I'm going to use the word cohesive. These greens, you can tell which go together. The shimmers and the mattes, they go together. You can get really creative looks. You can get very soft kind of looks. You can get deep dramatic looks. It is a really overall great palette. I love Kaleidos' its formula, and I knew this was going to be like done extremely well and extremely like attention to detail, like very, very fastidious. Like, just knowing Angie, and I don't know her personally, but having watched her and her critiques of kind of other palettes, I kind of knew that going into it, I wasn't going to be disappointed. and I'm not. All the way from, you know, the design of this palette, the colors that are used, just even in the design of it, the colors story itself. There's 2 multi-chromes, 3 sparkling duochromes, 1 sparkling metallic shade, and 9 pigmented mattes, which I completely agree. It's based out of Hong Kong, 12 months shelf life, net weight of 13 grams. So, I mean, quite honestly, I believe I paid around $54 plus $8 shipping, and I think I couldn't be happier with a palette, to be honest with you. But yeah, so it did take a little while to get here. I ordered it on the 19th, and I believed it came a month later, so around the 18th or so. So, you know, it's a little haul. It's coming from Hong Kong, but again, it was so well packaged. There was no damage done whatsoever, and you know, it was definitely, I feel, worth the wait for sure. And I'm happy that the collaboration and the launch was a huge success. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know if there's any products that I purchased recently that you want to see in kind of one of these tea times. And I hope you are enjoying your day. Spring is around the corner. It's definitely sunny here, and hopefully we're gonna see some birds chirping, some robins, and some, you know, crocus coming up. I want to see some flowers soon. Early Easter this year. So anyway, take care guys, please stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.